The word root, it goes back to our ancestors, how they cook with intention.
The leaf was a symbol of freshness. How do we get people back to simple ingredients that are fresh?
And the word fire is cooking with the right energy.
That's where we got talking about an idea of how can we simplify nutrition, how can we simplify lifestyle, and come out with a book that can solve this problem for people who want to make that difference.
What does each word root, leaf, fire mean to you personally, and how did you arrive at it as the heart of the book?
So root, leaf, fire. Basically, the word root it goes back to our ancestors, our mothers, great-grandmothers, of basically coming down to the basics. How they cooked simply, how they lived simply, woke up early, cooked with intention, slept early. So basically, it's going back to our roots. The word leaf means freshness, really, buying real ingredients, cooking with the right intention. So this is where the word leaf came out from. And the word fire is basically cooking with the right energy, cooking with real ingredients. So that's how we came up with this name.
Yeah, I think, we've had that commonality for roots. It's going back to your roots. It's looking at, today the world's moved into everything artificial, everything quick. So we're trying to get people back to their roots. The roots are the strongest part of a plant or a tree. And that's where nourishment and food plays a role, and nutrition as well. The leaf was a symbol of freshness. How can we look out? Because today we live in a world of packaged food, junk, and ultra-processed. So how do we get people back to simple ingredients that are fresh, locally available, and things that we can use on a day-to-day basis? And of course, fire, the way you cook, and also energy. Today, everyone's looking at energy. Health is energy, immunity is energy. So fire stands for the way we cook our food and the way nourishment leads to energy in all of our bodies.
The book calls food nourishment, energy, art, and medicine. Which of those four does modern life most rob us of, and why?
So, I definitely think, they are, it's all interlinked. Because if you focus on the nourishment, other things are automatically taken care of, whether it's your mind, your energy, it fuels your body, and it's your mental space. If your nourishment is taken care of, as I said, everything else is taken care of.
And I think the book also brings out, so much of joy in terms of it can look good, it can taste well, good as well. So the whole point is, how do we put that together so nourishment also becomes fun, it also becomes tasty and something that people look forward to.
What would be the smallest shift someone can make today that would genuinely change how they relate to food?
I think the smallest shift will always be education. People think cooking is complicated. People think recipes are complicated. People think there's no time for it. Or, you need to be a cook or a chef to do it. And I think the simplest shift is actually taking that first recipe, buying those ingredients, and actually making something that you really enjoy. And that shift will actually be, an example of how people can actually really look into making food tasty, as well as have the guidance to try out different recipes to make that happen.
Also, I would like to add one thing to this, is that I feel people need to really, stop getting intimidated by foods that are expensive. Buy simple foods, eat real foods. Maybe you can add and I think also they underestimate the power of beautiful looking food. It could be with extremely simple ingredients. It could be something as simple as their home cooked dal chawal, but it's the way they present it. Because if your food looks good, I think you look forward to your next meal, and that's what makes it sustainable.
Indian kitchens are already rich with wholesome traditions. Do you feel we've lost trust in our food culture? And if so, how does this book bring that back?
So I do think that, yes, somewhere I feel we are sort of losing that trust, which is quite sad. The only reason being, I feel a lot of people are now beginning to, trust buying outside food which is processed, like protein bars or protein shakes or other unhealthy stuff, versus really depending on things which you can easily make at home, which are easily accessible, affordable. Something as simple as an Indian thali, but they would still prefer buying things which are, off the shelf rather than really looking into their kitchens.
So you both come from different worlds that naturally overlap. Where did your philosophies clash during this collaboration, and how did you resolve them?
So I think it was pretty simple. I mean, we've known each other for a long time, and she cooks the most amazing food, and it's healthy. So I've always asked her, like, how do you get healthy food and make it tasty? And Sheeba, being a chef, explained how simple it was. She was always working on very, very simple recipes that were healthy and at the same time extremely tasty. So in my line of work, I come across people today who prefer to eat outside food because they don't know how to make simple, healthy food and make it tasty at the same time. And that's where we got talking about an idea of how can we simplify cooking, how can we simplify nutrition, how can we simplify lifestyle, and come out with a book that can solve this problem for people who want to make that difference and they want to make food taste good as well as keep the fundamentals of health in place.
You describe food as a joyful ritual. How do you bring that back for someone who genuinely sees cooking as a chore?
I think it's simplicity, breaking it down. The book encourages people to try. It also encourages people to, figure out that cooking doesn't always have to be difficult. And the way the recipes have been broken down by Chef Sheeba are really simple in simple bullet points. It's not complicated, it's easy. And like she said, the ingredients are easily available. You don't have to go searching for exotic ingredients. And then by bringing the education of lifestyle and what you can get out of this recipe, even in terms of nourishment and health, and not just taste, kind of gives people an incentive to want to try to, explore the joy of cooking.
If someone reads Root Leaf Fire and only remembers one idea 6 months from now, what would you want that idea to be?
I think for me, I would like the idea to be that now you have the know-how on how to cook, how to make a simple recipe into something that's healthy and tasty, and also feel proud of the fact that you've added all the elements of nutrition and lifestyle to it.
So I would definitely want people to remember the simplicity and the realness of the book, whether it's living a simple lifestyle and really eating food that they truly, truly enjoy and look forward to. I would love for them to remember this book as a transformation.